Welcome back to another episode of yours truly, Trisha, and apparently Emil.
And me.
Today I thought we'd do a little story time about our recent trip to Europe. It was a big one.
It was big, long, and hot.
It was 3 weeks of amazing adventure. And I thought we would just share candidly how it all went. First of all, I'll have to say, a lot of people were, I guess, shocked that we were going for so long with two young kids. And yeah, I have to say, like, we love traveling with them. Even it was a long flight, and it was a long time to be away from home, but they did great. And honestly, I think it is a trip that they'll never forget.
Totally. Core memories were had. I didn't feel like those the plane trips were that long though.
Yeah, we did an overnight. We started in Amsterdam, so that also was something, a place where people were like, "Oh, you're bringing your kids there," and I said, "Yeah." And we actually met friends there who were with their kids, so that also made it a little bit easier and fun for our kids. So we met my friend there who is from Toronto, but she was there visiting her family. She has two daughters, and we
pretty much showed us the ropes, though. Yeah,
but it was cold. And actually, I'll be
Unusually
transparent. Noah was sick when we arrived, like a little under the weather, a little warm, but she trooped it out. We brought our stroller. She doesn't usually use the stroller, but we brought the stroller for this trip, just given that we thought we'd have some late nights, and if we were walking around, that she'd have somewhere to sleep.
We had a lot of.
So thank God we did that, because she really she was not feeling that great in Amsterdam, and it was freezing cold and raining. So she slept here and there while we were walking around sightseeing.
It was awesome because she shut it down like herself, basically.
Yeah.
She didn't wait for us to say, take a nap, take a rest. She was like, "I'm tired. I'm going to sleep," and just like put the thing down, and it was just like right
But I
to
have
sleep.
to say, Amsterdam was a place to visit. I recommend it. I think 3 days max. We took
Max.
Well, no, I think that's even what Carol, our friend, said, who goes there often. She said 3 days is all you need to really do all the sites. We took a boat in the canal. We took beautiful photos by the canal. We went to the red light district, not with the kids. We took turns. Parents took turns. We also ate at some great restaurants, some Dutch pancakes. We did the fries and mayo.
We did that.
We really enjoyed. So that was the first leg of the trip, and then we flew into Malta, which also I think was such a unique place to go, and we're so grateful that we did that, because it was beautiful and there's so much history. And I also have a good friend who's from Malta who recommended a lot of things to do. We stayed in a hotel, and that made it a little bit easier for the kids, because we had a home base where they had a pool. It kind of had that resort feel. We had breakfast included, but we were able to do sightseeing every single day. So every day we did go and do something. Like we went to go see the capital city, which is Valletta.
Valletta was awesome.
We went to Camino Island. Highly recommend it. Blue Lagoon. It was really busy, but so worth it to see those blue waters.
And there was hiccups. Like every trip has hiccups. With the Blue Lagoon, we actually were supposed to do like an 8-hour Belgian schooner trip. Like honestly, I've never been on like a wooden boat, and I've always like done catamaran trips when we were away, and like nice like kind of yacht type things. But it was going to be this like Belgian schooner, and I was so pumped for it. And literally, they canceled the day.
But we pivoted, and we ended up just taking a
boat
taxi
over
to the port. I took a boat over,
which was all what we needed. We wanted to see the Blue Lagoon. I don't know, like
it was freezing. The Blue Lagoon was not freezing. It was cold, refreshing, and
it was like 34 degrees out.
It was packed.
Yeah, it was 34 degrees out. There was nowhere to like sit. We paid like €15 a chair on rocks, and it was like
pizza,
a tripping hazard. Like it was
standing up.
Food trucks there. It
was hot,
and it was so everyone was on top of each other. Like it was
beautiful.
It was beautiful, but it was a bit much, just because we were with the kids. There were actually a lot of kids there as well, but I think it was a Friday we went on, and we're just like kind of kicking ourselves. We should have went on a Wednesday or even a Thursday. Like it was overly populated, and I think people said, "Hey, listen, you should have walked over to like the hotel part," but like you couldn't even tell that this was a habited island. Like it was like Where is
just
there's
like
all
a
rocks,
few
like
food
hard
trucks.
rock. Yeah, food trucks.
There's no restaurants, well, that we saw.
Yeah, and people everywhere. So I was like, okay, let's
We
just
actually
stay
ended up
here.
leaving quite early, but it
We
was
stayed for
worth
like
it.
2 hours. We stayed for like 2 hours. We got to like eat some food, drink a couple of local beers,
Yeah.
and
And then we also went to Medina in Malta, which was beautiful. It was very,
it's called the Silent City.
it was actually very silent. And it was, they have a Michelin star restaurant there. We didn't eat at it, but we did go to the casual restaurant of that hotel. And
I think that was my favorite. That was my
so
favorite.
beautiful. I think Malta is one of those places that is going to become very popular for Canadians to go and visit because, you know, it seems a little bit more untouched than.
And you know their national dish? Their national dish is rabbit stew. And I had it.
I didn't have
and it was good. It was like a mix between chicken and pork kind of taste. But it was a stew and it was like what I was missing. They obviously eat it with like bread and potatoes.
Yeah.
And I was like, just give me rice with it.
I ate a lot of fresh seafood. I mean, Malta has so much. I thought the food was great. It was, yeah, it was really, really fresh.
The shrimp, the fish, everything was so good.
Yeah, I think, you know, I would recommend going there. And I think it's very family oriented. Following Malta, we took a ferry to Sicily, where we were going to meet our friends at an Airbnb that we had planned for just over a year now. There were 17 of us in an old farmhouse.
But we travel with these families all the time and away.
It was awesome. Again, like really grateful that we have a group of friends.
She like when we go to Europe, and if anybody's been to Europe and they stayed in like a house, like farmhouse type thing, that you know that there's like
I just don't like ants.
There's no like window screens pretty much. It's just like
Well, we
it's
had
very
air
rustic.
conditioning.
There's air conditioning, but like
just
big
miss my
spiders,
shower.
flies, whatever. Like it's
And I miss my bed. I don't like looking for ants in my bed. Like I'm just not. Anyways, it was 7 days. We had a tennis court.
It was great.
We had a pool.
the tennis court turned into like a little soccer field. We had an adults versus kids soccer
7 kids.
A match one night, and like the kids had an amazing time. The losers had to jump into the pool with their clothes on.
We were staying in Ragusa.
Parents lost, but I didn't jump in.
It was a little town. It was still very, very beautiful. The nice thing about this trip was that the group that we were with, we were all willing to we were all flexible and open to do whatever us want to do. Like we went to little towns. We did a beach club one day. We rented a boat one day, and we ate at different restaurants. We did drives. We did home days, and I think, you know, it worked out really well. The kids all got along. The parents all got a chance to hang. And
well, every other day too at the Airbnb, we also got a chef, like a local chef to come
highly
in
recommend
and just.
when you are booking any Airbnb, just ask if there's a chef available, especially when you have a huge group. Like no one wants to be in the kitchen cooking. So we had Nona come in and cook us some meals on certain nights, and that was such a nice touch.
It was so good.
It was just hot in Italy. We're talking like 40 degrees. We were sweating like crazy. Thank goodness we had a pool. It was a scorcher. My biggest regret is not bringing a water bottle because, you know, water adds up. Water bottles add up. So,
and she drinks a lot of water.
I drink a lot of water, and also not bringing more hats because it was really hot out there and we lost our hat on a boat. But anyway. Sicily was awesome. A little hiccup in our trip on the way home. Our flight got canceled from Sicily to Milan.
Random fire in the airport the night before we were supposed to leave.
I still got to call Visa and try to make a claim because we ended up having to get a new car, take a ferry.
It was
buying new flight tickets.
She was so
we
so
business
worried.
class. It was not cheap.
It was it definitely wasn't cheap. No, but
I wanted to buy a bag in Milan, and it didn't happen because we didn't have time. We got to Milan basically.
Thank God we were with friends. So we were with friends who like could pivot and who could do like.
I was really stressed out.
I can't imagine if we were alone.
We survived.
I don't know if we would be together. You'd probably kill me.
I'm not good.
She'd probably kill me because I'm
it's
like.
It's a lesson. We learn our lessons. I have to learn how to relax a little bit, and
because you like.
Anyways, we made it to Milan. We had a beautiful dinner with our friends.
It happens when you travel.
We got onto a flight our original flight to Toronto got stopped in Montreal, searched at security. That was freaky.
Straight out of border security,
Almost
like
missed
that
our
reality
connecting
show.
flight
They like asked us like, hey, so
you
you're
buy
telling me you didn't buy any liquor
For 3
or tobacco?
Zero.
And I'm looking at my kids going, no. Like, why would I bring liquor or tobacco? I drank it all there. Like, I drank all the liquor there.
They
Like,
didn't believe us. So they searched us. They took our
searched
luggage off
our
the
luggage
plane.
twice.
Oh my God,
Twice. I'm like, what do you want from
there's
me?
nothing in here. So anyways, we almost missed our flight. We didn't. We got on it. And it was like a good 11, 12 hours almost to get home. Total. We survived. And it was,
And it was actually an easy flight. I thought it was an easy flight.
I mean, I watched a lot of movies. The kids,
With the
Watched a
hiccup
lot.
in Montreal, sure. But it wasn't that bad.
the point of this story is that vacationing with kids it's not always easy, but it's so worth it. And I think we often hold back thinking about like the long flights, oh my God, and then like taking them here and there, what are
if
they
they're-
going
are
to
they- are
eat?
they
Noah
old
barely
enough?
ate, let's be
Yeah.
honest. She didn't eat that much.
She ate bread and she ate pasta. That's it. And that's what
And
she
Oreos.
eats. That's her. Yeah.
So, and pretzels.
Oreos.
So
Oh God, we gotta brush her teeth. She ate gelato like
gelato
twice a day.
yeah, 3, yeah.
And it was only chocolate. So like at times, like her teeth were just brown.
So
and I was
gross.
looking at her like, what is wrong with your teeth? I'm like, I gotta brush your
Okay,
teeth.
so the moral of the story is book the trip. That's it.
Go away
Book the trip.
and create core memories because your kids, like I remember like family trips when I was younger from when we went away and stuff. Like I remember bits and pieces, and I for sure 100% our kids are gonna remember bits and pieces.
Yes.
Harper's gonna remember playing soccer in Sicily against the parents.
Anyways, the moral of the story is book the trip. Thanks for listening. Yours truly, Trisha.
She talked the
And
whole damn
apparently
time.